Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode, this right here, this is it for this episode. There is no segment, and a lot of that is because the segment I wanted to do, the segment we are going to do, was a Memorial Day thing about French soldiers by way of Africa. But then I was like, yo, I gotta really talk about this thing right here. So like we gonna make two. We drop two anyway for the most part every week, right? We drop two, so it's not like it's different, but it was different this time a little bit because this is it, right? There's no, you know what I'm saying, segment after this. There's no little cutaway into something else. This is it right here. Memorial Day was this past Monday. Going into Memorial Day, and a little post-Memorial Day, I found myself around a bunch of brothers and sisters who for good reasons, by all means, your situation, your viewpoint, your understanding of how America works, you can't argue. Sometimes it's lost to be a patriotic person when it comes to being black in America. I'm sorry, and we all know that it's hard to be patriotic in America. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I remember some people were saying. A sister told me, she was like, "Yeah, I ain't about that Memorial Day. They don't care about us." And I was like, and I said it, I think maybe 4 to 5 times leading into Memorial Day and after Memorial Day. Black people created Memorial Day. And I remember this chick because she just looked at me like, what? Like, yeah, black people created Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying? The next year, black people, slaves, and their families went to the graves of fallen soldiers. It was like, thank these people. This is the reason why we're free. That was the first representation of Memorial Day. That was Dedication Day. That was whatever you want to call it. Some white women did the same thing, I think, a year later, and that was supposed to be the birth of it. But black people did it. It was documented. It's on paper. It's there. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and it was wild because I didn't want to give out. I felt like I was one of them. I felt like I was. What you call that joint when you see the sponsor ads on your social media? I felt like I was in one, or YouTube or something. I felt real Skip Addish right there. I felt like, yo, no, I got a podcast where I talk about this stuff. On my mix show, I take time out to talk about this. And she's just looking at me like, hold on, you do podcasts? I'm like, yeah. I showed her my joint, pulled up a joint, got to the part, and I'm like, yo. She's like, nah, that ain't real. I'm like, that's real. Literally on my phone, had to Google it and research. I say that all the time. People, do your research. Looked it up. Boom. And she's like, what? Ain't nobody ever told me that. They're not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you that. That's just real talk right there. And I explained to her, like I've said many times. An OG told me, if they don't give out the names, or if they give out the names and they don't show you the pictures, or you go, hey, who did this? Hey, how can we do that? And they go, that's a good question. Best believe it was a person of color. That's just the way that goes. You know what I'm saying? If you go, hey, who invented XYZ? Who invented the lawnmower? And they go, that's a good question. Black person, Hispanic person, Asian person. It wasn't a white man. That's just, you know what I mean? I mean, it's sad to say. And the lawnmower was created by a black man. And then when you pull up the name, you don't find a picture. That's even crazier. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that goes. And she just was like, yo, that's wild. Nobody told me that. Like, she literally said, that's wild. Nobody told her that. She was more like crazy. And then it just spun into this thing of, I can't understand why black people want to serve. Why black people want to serve. And I've heard that many times. I'm from Virginia. I'm from the 757. I'm from Newport, Bad News. I don't know how I said that, but I said that. Bad news. Then I guess you can put news because then we spell it the right way. But anyway, I'm from VA, Hampton. Fort Eustis is way up the way, right before you get to Busch Gardens. Fort Eustis military base. Got the airfield, got the Navy field, Norfolk, Portsmouth, P-Town, Virginia Beach, Smithfield, you know what I'm saying? Williamsburg, Colonial, Williamsburg. You know what I mean? I'm from that lane. Ain't nothing but military people all over the place. Nothing but black military people all over the place. Whole coastal, most of America's coast, east and west. Military places. You're gonna find multiple shades of brown. You know what I'm saying? Be it Hispanic, Native American, Asians, Polynesians, Filipinos, you know what I'm saying? Blacks by way of Africa, Jamaica, the whole Caribbean islands. You know what I'm saying? We there. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's never ever shown on TV a lot. I think America, there's an Army commercial where some people are playing pool and they show it how to be such a diverse thing and everybody hanging out. It really doesn't work out like that. Anybody in the military, anybody in life will tell you it doesn't work out like that. First thing you do when you go anywhere is you look around and you figure out who to click up with. You peep and you watch who to click up with. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be by what they look like, what they listen to, what they talking about, people click up that way. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, a lot of times, first and foremost, it's what color they are, what sex they are. Then everything else starts to fall down into place. Everything else falls in place. If you're a white female and you go somewhere, you immediately are looking for another white female. Then you're just looking for another female. Then if you're like, oh, these chicks is crazy, I'm gonna start talking to and the crazy part is, most likely, depending on how you were raised, white dude. Boom. Then you're like, oh, these dudes are crazy. Then who knows what you're into? You're like, yo, I'm into this kind of thing right here. And you look over and there's like a Hispanic dude or a black dude or a Filipino female or somebody else. And you're like, yo, they're into the same thing. Okay, I can click with them. But that's how that goes. Everywhere you go, that's how it starts out. We start out that way. You know what I'm saying? We start out that way because of safetyness. You know what I'm saying? We're brought up in a way where it's like we understand there's some stuff that go down, and it's like, yo, you know what I mean? But that's not that. This ain't what this is about. This is about military. But I've said this before. We've been in every battle, every war. We were in the Revolutionary War. We was there. You know what I'm saying? When America was attacked, when the White House was rocked, we were there to defend it. Civil War. I told y'all last year, the Confederates was telling black slaves that, hey, why don't y'all fight for us? If we win, we'll free you. Oxymoron stuff. But they needed help. You know what I'm saying? They not only needed help, but they wanted to rock the propaganda. But these dudes are cool with being slaves. Look, they happy. They fighting with us. Y'all out here tripping. They want to be slaves. Y'all want to be slaves, don't y'all? You told us we was going to get our freedom. Shh, don't tell them that part. Don't tell them that. We were here. We fought in every war. Everything. You know what I'm saying? The Tulsa Massacre. A lot of that came because brothers came back from World War I feeling like, yo, there's a sense of respect that is owed to us. How dare you come up in this part of our town talking reckless? I fought for this country. And it went down. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Jackson, the great Jesse Jackson, had a story. I remember seeing it on Tavis Smiley joint. He said his father was in World War II. And to see that the German POWs were respected and treated with more respect than their own American brothers who fought alongside them was disgraceful. That man, I don't know how old Jesse is. Jesse's super old. You know what I'm saying? Jesse was a grown man back in the day. Jesse was in his 30s back in the day. It's 2022. So Jesse's super duper old. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to sit around and do no math on that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. That sticks with you. That's like, and I remember people like when Obama got voted in as president and they saw him crying. That's the mentality that man has. That man has that mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man heard about his father being disrespected by fellow white officers. That's the piece of joint that he grew up with. He grew up around segregation. He grew up on this lane. He grew up and watched this and this. He fought for so many rights. And then to see a black man become president, yeah. He's like, yo, the door here. We hit. I think we almost at that dream, Martin. I don't know what he was saying. I'm just saying. I think he was like, we almost at that dream, Martin. You know what I mean? What it was a reality check that we aren't ready. We was Tupacing. We ain't ready for a black president. We was Tupacing. You know what I mean? But it was there. Being a black patriot is a crazy thing. Because you know how the country feels about you. But you're still like, yo, I'm an American. It's my right to go out here and serve this country. Being a person of color and to do that. Like I said, these TV shows, these movies, these commercials, they make it so beautiful. They make it like it's so good. You know what I'm saying? Who knows this? And if you're lucky enough to not have to go through a lot of racial BS, salute to you. But you know, for those who've had to touch, had to feel it, it's a hard pill. It's one of them joints like, yo, I'm doing this for the country just like you doing it for the country. Where we at right now? Where we at? You know what I'm saying? The great Colin Powell, rest in peace. Like the face of our country, the face of our military. And when he started like, and salute to George Bush too, George Bush Jr., W, because he was out here saying the same thing with after 9/11. Like, it's not all Muslims, it's these extremists. Colin Powell was saying the same thing when they started trying to just throw everything at Muslims. Colin Powell and Bush were both going, hey, it ain't everybody. Fall back on that. It's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody challenged Colin Powell. Every once in a while you hear some stuff like, oh, he's just out of touch. They weren't gonna really it's hard to find anybody that really went out their way and talked reckless about Colin Powell. It's hard to find that. Real hard. You know what I'm saying? And he, by the end of his life, really, I mean, he was still a diehard Republican, but he definitely was like, nah, I can't go there with y'all. I can't go there with y'all. This is really weird. I ain't voting for that dude. What are we talking about here? He stuck to his guns. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, we need to get back to just being conservative, have less government, and do this. All this extra stuff, that ain't needed. We need to get back to this for the people. And people was like, I can't really talk about him, though. He a hero. He a hero. You know how much, I don't know what that man went through. But that's just gangster. You know what I'm saying? The role Cuba Gooding Jr. played with the Navy joints, when he was doing in the joint and went in the water. That's real. He was really out here back in the day, tripping on black people. You know what I'm saying? Even if you were on a Navy base, a lot of times, my man worked in the kitchen. You went into they were giving black people weird jobs. Pearl Harbor bombing. Dory Miller was in the kitchen. He worked in the kitchen, came up out the kitchen, popped off the guns. VA all day. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, there's always been this thing where it was like, nah, y'all ain't good enough. Go here. Go there. You know what I'm saying? Go there. When it comes to the flag, with the joint with the dude putting up the flag, a Native American was in that. And they kept telling people all over the place, we were the guys putting it back up. Some guys had already done that. It fell. We were the ones putting it back up. And they were like, nah, y'all just be the hero. Him wanting to tell that truth broke him. Him trying to lay that lie and then still at the same time get disrespected for being a Native American. You know what I'm saying? There was so much to that. I told y'all with the whole Japanese thing, they had these camps, but their sons was at war. You know what I'm saying? Imagine coming back home if you survive and hearing that, yo, your peoples ain't got nothing. They took everything from them. And you're like, yo, I fought for this country. And you're trying to talk to these people. You're like, who do I need to talk to? Ain't nobody to talk to. It was wartime. It's all love doing war. It's all fair game during that time. No blood, no foul. You know what I'm saying? We good. They're still alive. They look healthy. Try to get yourselves back on your feet. Sorry for the misconfusion. My bad. Have a nice life. Imagine that pressure. Imagine that pressure just having to be like, yo, I put my life on the line for this country and this is what y'all did to my parents. That's what America is for a lot of people of color when it comes to this joint. So I understood where that chick was coming from when she was like, I ain't got time to be out here, America this, wearing no flags and waving no flags and that I don't even celebrate 4th of July. I get that. I get that. But we are America. Everything that you see literally comes from the economic structure, for better or worse, comes from black people. Black people were traded on, were one of the main stocks on Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. Black bodies were economy, were stock exchange on Wall Street. Black body, the knowing of how many bodies were coming, what the profit, what part of Africa do you think they're from? How tall are they? What's their width? What they got going on? Do they look? What their hips look like? That was what you was betting on. You know what I'm saying? The fast economic growth in this country was off the back of black people. All of DC that you see when you go out here and you visit the monuments and all that, and the White House, black people. Black people in the worst way, black people in the best way, but Benjamin Banneker. Black people. You know what I mean? We are this country. Straight up. You know what I mean? We are this country. The Cowboys. We was there. The Lone Rangers was a real dude. Was a black man. I ain't got to that yet, but we gonna get to that. We are this country. So when people go, oh man, I ain't got time. Nah, you need to know the whole vast history of our We are as American as apple pie. We are as American as guns. We are as American as the racism that is placed up against us. We are those people, man. This is us. This country is us. We are this country. You know what I mean? That's just real talk. The respect will never come to us. That's something you just got to, you know what I mean? You got to live with that. Live with that, accept that, and keep moving. Walk with your head up. You know what I'm saying? Shoulders back straight, shoulders wide, head up, and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Don't let the systematic joint get to you. Do you. Do what you need to do to make sure your family's straight. Politics is politics. For the brothers, because when we're out here hating on the patriotism, we're disrespecting all the black soldiers who have lost their lives. You know what I mean? In battle. All the black soldiers who were promoted in rank here and there. Boom. We're disrespecting that. We're disrespecting that type of stuff. It's a whole different lane. Like I said, I think different because I understand the historic significance. And sometimes when I hear people talk, I try to break them off. You know what I mean? And if you're stuck in your ways, you're stuck in your ways. But still hold that piece of history. Go somewhere else and tell somebody else, and let them start to, especially if they're younger, let them form their own opinion. Like, yo, that's cool. I see where you coming from. But you telling me that? Let me go look that up. Oh wow, that's real. Yeah, okay. I see how that is. You gonna get, and most of the time, that's how people feel. You gonna give me mine. You know what I mean? Oh, y'all had us like that. Wait till I get up in here. I'm gonna do what I need. I'm gonna be on top of my joint. Y'all gonna give me mine. That's just real. You know what I'm saying? It's our duty as black people to understand this is our country. In some ways, probably more than will ever be credited to us for all the things I've said and stuff that I could never even get around to. You know what I mean? This is us. You know what I mean? So when we go out here and we're hating on the military, and we're hating on patriotism, and we feel how we feel, by no means do we. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, I get it, but let us also respect those who do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's just even off the sucker, black facing, butt kissing people too. Because there's some people who they just do it to, you know, I want to make sure that y'all ain't on my back. Look, I love America. Go, ooh. You know, it is what it is. You know, to please the crowd, shuck a jive a little bit. You know, like, look, I like America. Bloop, 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 bloop. You know, there's people out there like that. And then there's others that are just like, yo, this is old to me. I should be this right here, this Memorial Day thing, this right here, this 4th of July thing, this right here, this Juneteenth thing. That's the start. There's so much more that you guys need to be doing when y'all, as a country, for my people. Then there's those people that know. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm in either one of those situations. I definitely ain't in that first situation. I ain't gonna be shucking jobs for nobody. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, sometimes if I feel like me and you are agreeing too much, I'ma disagree just to be like, yo, I don't want you to think we that cool. For real. I do not want you to, hey, my nose is as brown as it's gonna get. You know what I mean? I do not need a hint of doo-doo on it. That's just real talk. You know what I mean? But this is what we do right here. Please look up Memorial Day. I'm gonna talk about it a little more. And, you know, please look up Memorial Day. Please look up just the black contribution to U.S. military. The black contribution to wars, all battles that black people have fought in. You know what I'm saying? We were there from the very beginning. Revolutionary War, very beginning. You know what I mean? Helping out slave masters and people try to fight off the Native Americans. We were there. We were there when we were just colonies. We were there helping out. You know what I mean? Our history is very, again, tied into the very fabric of what it is to be America, for better or worse. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just gotta really hold high the best. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take time to go, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how great we were, the great parts of America, and rock with it. You know what I'm saying? The great contributions we have done as a military personnel. You know what I mean? We gotta do that sometimes. We can't just focus on the negative. Sometimes we gotta, like, yo, we're great people. We're great Americans. And be cocky with it. If it wasn't for us, you know what I mean? Yo, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do that sometimes. I'm out. Thank y'all for listening. It's a wild ride. You know what I mean? And global. I can say that. All around the world. I don't even know what song around that. All around the world. Hey, all around the world. Same song. This is what we do right here. Thank y'all. Global. I'm in countries I'm like, yo, do they even know what I'm saying? If y'all do, and cool, who knows? Maybe there's some military people there going, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Word. Yo, you know what I mean? I'm out here speaking crazy languages, eating crazy good food, you know what I'm saying? Looking at foreign women, talking about, yeah, if I I really ain't got time to try to learn what your whole language, so why don't I give you some of my English? And then they just out here spitting ebonics, spitting euphemisms. They got that urban verbal structure going on. They out here, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine you out here in Romania, and then you see a Romanian broad? I'm finna to go over here and get that bag. What? Hey, that's what the homie said. See an old lady down the street. Oh, gee, what up, man? Hey, just, and you be like, yo. Then he bring her back, and she just fall right in, just slide right in. Y'all ain't finna be playing with me like I'm Boo Boo the Fool. What? Oh, smack. Yo, where'd you get this chick from? Yeah, but I was out there in Romania, you know what I mean? I picked, yo, look at her, she bad. She bad, you know what I mean? I was like, yo. I put her on. I can't speak Romanian, but I gave her English. She sound crazy. This is unbelievable. You know she ain't gonna get no job out here though, right? Sounding like that. You need to go ahead and get her to the English. Better teach her some real English, because unless you know how to do hair and nails, nobody hiring her. You know what I mean? But that's just, hey, don't act like I'm lying on that. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. And shout out to people in Romania, by the way. That's why I threw that out there. I saw my joint that said Romania. I'm like, what? Romania? That joint. Actually, I ain't gonna front. Romania sounds like it's part gangster, then it's part romance, because it's Romania. So I'm thinking like, yo, they go hard, but then they love hard. Like romance, Romania. I had romance in Romania. I don't know why I gave that like a Dracula voice almost. I had romance in Romania. I want to suck your blood. Let me suck you. Like, man, you don't get hey, sucking nothing over here, partner. I will pop, hey, better back it up. Back it up. I don't know what's wrong with you. Yay. That's a Richard Pryor joke, right? What's that? The drunk beating Dracula? Look that up. It's on YouTube or something. That is one of the funniest joints. If Dracula came to the hood and he met the wino. You ain't sucking nothing around here, Junior. Hey, what's wrong with your natural? Hey, boy, what's wrong with your teeth? You need an orthodontist. That's a dentist. Worst Richard Pryor impression ever. Don't worry about it. Look that joint up too while you're at it. Anyway, this is what we do. Thank y'all for listening. Our world, our time. Do your research on a lot of stuff that I'm talking about when it comes to black people being in these wars for America. And you'll be like, yo, that's dope. I like that. That's yo. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not black and you look that up, you go, yo, that's crazy. This is wow. This is crazy. And then tell your friends to tell a friend, and do the whole thing all over again about our world, our time, everywhere. Anchor, Spotify, Apple joints, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Intune or something like that. I don't know, something like that, right? Just be everywhere, man. We just everywhere. Rock out. We get down. Google it. What is it? Shoutcast, Outcast, something like that. We're everywhere, man. We got this joint on lock. Love it. Enjoy it. Let's do what we do. Thank y'all. I'm out. I done said that like about 4 times already. I'm out this time for real. Y'all be safe, and I'll holler at y'all next week. Next week. I'll probably after this next episode, but we will still see y'all next week. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.